When you refer to burnout, you're not getting to the root cause. By the way, when we're talking about burnout, you can be burned out mentally, emotionally, and physically. You can be burned out by your own thoughts, overthinking, and rumination, just as much as you can be burned out by work and relationships. All right? But again, when you refer to burnout, you're not getting to the root cause. So here's the thing. It's often not burned out or overwhelmed that you're feeling. It's something else. You just don't know how to describe it or articulate what you're going through. So you call it something general and vague, which makes it harder to actually figure out and manage. And burnout, as you know, the word burnout is a great general and vague word, isn't it? People handle burnout in a way that is not really productive, which is they just do less of everything. I have seen this in myself as well. It's very easy when you're a high performer with perfectionism to just say, I'm just so burned out. Just got so much going on. I'm so busy, right? I recognize that within myself, but I didn't fully understand why I said it the way that I did, because what it did was it removed me from my sense of responsibility in taking care of myself, right? It sounds like the busyness and the overwhelm and the burnout is imposed onto you, when in fact, oftentimes, it is not. We tend to go from these extremes, okay? Which, when you're identifying with feeling burned out, when you are burned out, you think you have way too much on your plate, so you swing all the way over to the other side. When in reality, maybe you just need to make a few changes, right? So sometimes you're going then from hustling and grinding and working your ass off all the way through to procrastination on the other end, and maybe not even doing anything at all. But again, there is a middle ground. In reality, you might just need to make a few changes. Maybe start a meeting 1 hour earlier. Maybe end your days 1 hour later. Maybe take a walk in the day. Maybe it's just the perception or perspective you have on something that's burning you out. Because again, being burned out doesn't necessarily have to be physical. That's oftentimes just one form of burnout. You can be emotionally burned out. You can be energetically burned out. You can be mentally burned out by spending so much time ruminating and thinking that, of course, you're going to feel really overwhelmed. But when we're burned out, when we see that we're burned out, we probably are not making a decision about something and probably perpetuating the state of low breed anxiety that we're in by calling it burnout, because that means we don't have to do anything about it, does it? Ask yourself, am I avoiding something? Am I not setting a boundary? Am I doing something that I hate all the time? Or do I just have a terrible mindset right now about what I'm doing? When you say, I should do this, I have to do this, I need to do this, of course, you're burned out. Because those words literally create a sense of pressure within you. And if you go day in and day out with that kind of wording and inner language, that is what can create burnout over time, repeatedly. When you find yourself burned out, just ask yourself, am I burned out, or am I disengaged, dissatisfied, uncertain, indecisive, and avoidance? Am I any of these things? Because oftentimes it's that you're avoiding something or indecisive about something. When you label the thing, you can actually then solve it, right? Does that make sense? If you instead stay and just thinking that you're burned out, you don't know what to do about it, do you? So what is true burnout, right? Because obviously it is a thing, but we're just kind of using this burnout word all the time when in fact that is something where you are overextended while you are decisive, while you are not avoiding things, while you are holding your boundaries. Then maybe you need to reconsider what you're doing. That's when you're burned out. Maybe you need to just look at reprioritizing. Maybe you need to take time off over the next 2 weeks. Maybe you need to do something different because what you're doing is no longer energizing you. It's no longer activating energy within you. It's taking inventory of what you're doing and ask whether it serves you today, this moment, and ask whether you balance your day out or not. If you feel overextended while doing things that energize you and stimulate you and move the ball forward, that is what is to be called burnout. Okay? So, here's what I'd encourage you to do. Number 1, ask for help. Help could be someone to listen to, right? Or someone who would listen to you. It could be someone, right, that could just be there for you, or where you're not competent in a skill set and you're delegating something. You're automating something, yeah? So allow yourself to ask for help. Oftentimes, it's harder to ask for help than to give help. And if that is you, then make sure to ask for help. Practice asking for support. And really taking care of yourself. Do you know that the best way to take care of yourself is to tune inwards and begin to ask for help more? Instead of doing everything yourself and being like this solo striving kind of person, instead begin to see yourself as someone who is willing to receive, who is worthy of receiving, who is worthy of being taken care of. So ask for help. Number 2, take a clarity break. Take days off just to get clarity. In this way, you won't be in this frenetic energy that brings you into burnout. Because again, burnout can oftentimes be energetic burnout, where you're simply just in this frenetic energy where you're constantly thinking forward, thinking oftentimes, or pondering upon what you did that didn't work out or whatever. And that limits your ability to be clear and have clarity around things. So when you take a day off, when you allow yourself to also, in your day-to-day, from moment to moment, when you are doing things, stop, breathe, really connect with your body. When you do that over time, that creates clarity for you. So that's that. And then number 3, reprioritize. So look at where you put your energy. Take inventory of where you put your time and add something into your day which you do enjoy, which brings you a sense of, peace and harmony at least. It doesn't have to be something, absolutely extraordinary. It can be something that just feels good. Like for instance, drinking a glass of water, putting a little lemon in it maybe, right? Maybe taking care of yourself after a shower, really massaging yourself properly, getting in tune with your body like that, dancing a little bit here and there maybe, yeah? Really just tune into your body and begin to reprioritize where your energy goes and take inventory of where you put your time. Then, number 4, take inventory of your thoughts. So visualize your thoughts as the fish that are in the pond and just catch it. Check if there's something you have committed to that you don't want to be committed to anymore. Is there anything in your life that you're committed to that you're not wanting to be committed to anymore? Choose new thoughts. Because once you start to choose new thoughts, you can begin to recommit to other things, right? where you put your energy, right? Where you put your attention, that can bring about a lot of things in your life. So be aware of that, yeah? Begin to observe your thoughts with kindness and take inventory in those thoughts. You know, there's a saying called abracadabra, and abracadabra means with words I create. And the thoughts that you have running through your mind, those are words. And so the words that keep on spinning in your mind, that is what you create in your life. So, abracadabra with words I create. What is it that you want to create, and what kind of words and mental images would you want to entertain? So these are the different things that I recommend you do. Ask for help, take a clarity break, reprioritize, take inventory of your thoughts, and really ask yourself, what is the root of this burnout, this overwhelm, this busyness? What am I not facing here? Yeah? What is it really, truly? Is there another way that I can begin to define what it is that I'm going through, feeling, and that is going on in my life? And how might I rebalance, come back to center now? Yeah, this is just a way to practice to bloom beyond perfectionism. If you'd like to know more about what we've been talking about in regards to burnout, definitely apply to join the Bloom Beyond tribe with other sunflowers and bloomers to create a life and business of freedom from perfectionism with the power of the subconscious mind, right? Really breaking free from the perfectionism that oftentimes also lead to burnout. If not now, then definitely trust me when I say that burnout is on the horizon. That's oftentimes what is, okay? So keep this in your mind, and I hope that this brought you some clarity around burnout and what it truly is and how you can handle it. Until next time, stay bright, brave, and balanced.